when you come home? You don't?
No. That's what's crazy about it. It's like I'm opposite. The opposite side of me is chaotic, right? Like I'll kick my shoes
So
off.
you have to go out of your way to set this up for the morning.
Yes,
Okay.
every day, because
Gotcha.
it balances me too as well, right? Because I'll be having like 2 or 3 pairs of shoes in the bedroom when our closet is like right down the hall. You know what I'm saying, through the bathroom. Why don't you? I've changed. Go changing it. Why don't take? Is because I'm so unorganized backwards. So what happens when I'm ready to get ready for work? I'll start my routine, right? And my bag is like keys is on the bag now. I started that. I used to hang her up by the door, right? And you know that little key thing, like you just walk past that damn thing and forget everything on that damn door. That's me. So I had put my keys on my bag. So my bag is right by the couch. My lunchbox, Kathy makes my lunch, you know what I'm saying, every morning. So she put the lunchbox right there, my coffee right there, and I have a routine. But I bowl on Wednesdays night, right? So on Wednesdays, that's another part. I gotta get my bowling balls ready. So I put my bowling balls at the front of the garage door. So I know I gotta walk right past it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll forget it. Ashley, let me ask you this real quick. Well, I'll tell you about that. Let me tell you this. Have you ever, you used to, on COVID, you used to go to people's houses and cut hair, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of my clients are like 1 hour and 20 minutes in Plant City, right? And I live in Spring Hill, Florida. And I had the bag all planned out, right? My barber bag. I don't like keeping my bag in the car because of the heat and stuff, you know what I'm saying? It gets your clippers hot and stuff like that. So
yeah, it's not good for me either when it gets cold.
Exactly. So I walked out, got in the car, drove all the way to, forgot the damn bag. And I did this multiple times.
Man, I forgot my clippers before, and I went and bought clippers because it was faster to go to the damn store than it was to drive all the way back home. I didn't make no money that day.
So as in your job, we have to make habits, right? We have to form these habits. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm gonna go back again, Ashley. What's one of the habits that you have and that you know what I'm saying that you deal with every day?
A habit that I deal with every day
that you created.
That I created. Well, I am kind of a neat freak. I don't know if that's the right term. I don't know. What would you call it, Jonna? I like my space organized and minimal. And I think it comes from living with a lot of people. Mm-hmm. So like my bedroom, I really protect my space. It's very minimal. I don't like a lot of stuff. My kids like to hang out in here. I got a big old king size bed. So like, I think that they just like to, kick it. My kids share a room too. So, one of them will come hang out in here, but they'll slowly like drag their shit into my room. And I like make it a point every day to take it back out. Cause I'm like, I need my space to be organized, to be clean. But
absolutely.
I feel like it's easier to spot bad habits in my life. I smoked for 15 years. I smoked cigarettes for 15 years. I haven't in like almost 3 years now. But I used to drink, not every day, but like on the weekends. I haven't drank alcohol in over a year. So I drank Red Bull and coffee. I was a caffeine addict. I haven't. I had a Red Bull, for the first time the other day at a concert, because everyone was drinking alcohol and I felt like I needed something. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of my habits and routines are more just around like day-to-day life, showering, getting up and brushing my teeth, washing my ass, like, you know what I mean?
What about
I'm trying to develop
habits that you brought onto yourself as like like you said, smoking, right? What's another habit besides smoking? Did you biting your teeth or putting things in your mouth because you want to stop? You know what I'm saying? You cause other habits when you're trying to stop habits, right?
Absolutely.
So, okay, you say you had your habit was to sleep.
Suck on Altoids.
Right. So do you, what do you, is it, you have a plan of trying to break this habit of being lazy?
Of course.
What are some of the things you do?
Like I said, I clean. I get up to clean and everything. Like I'll just like see something messy like when I go around the house, because like my dad he lives in a 2-story. I live in a 2-story as well, and like you can just like step out your room and find 10,000 different like reasons to clean. So I just find something to clean, and I just get up and make myself busy or whatever. I keep my space clean. I offer to, watch my nephew or something. Like, I'll do something with my dogs or something. Like, I'll offer to take the puppy so that my puppy and my big dogs can all play and everything. So just like, I just try to keep myself active and away from my bed, because I have like a blackout curtain as well. So it's like I stay in the dark, and I have my nice LEDs in my room, and my TV got LEDs. So it's like, it's a nice warm setting when you're trying to wind down. So it's like my room is not the best room to be in when you're trying to stay up. So I just try to stay up out my room.
So that's what I was saying. Like, it's when you create these habits, right, and try to break these habits, right, you cause this chaotic mindset, right? Because like you have to. I remember like addiction, right? We talked about addiction, right? Some people like men have addiction to porn. Right? Mm-hmm. And there's women out there have addiction to porn, right? But when I was going to church at the time, they had this sermon about that, about having addiction to porn. And I remember the speaker was saying, and he broke it down to like, to get rid of that habit or that addiction, you got to unplug it. You got to unplug everything, right? You got to, like, if you have a hard time getting over that, you have to cancel your internet provider, right? Yeah. Because like things sometimes things become, habit. We have to get real serious about how we break these habits. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, KK is.
I've always been told that it's uncomfortable. Change is uncomfortable. You got to be okay with getting outside your comfort zone.
Yeah, but I mean, like, but you had to start somewhere, right? Like, you said your bedroom is like dark, and I get the LA lights all around, LED lights everywhere. What about taking those curtains out and replacing your curtains with sheer curtains, so the light will come in? You know what I'm saying? Like something we have to get dramatically to change these habits, right? Exactly. See what I'm saying? Like, so that's what we in our room, we don't like the sun either. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that's where she get it from, because we like I'd hate when you wake up and the sunlight's shining. No. I like to gradually wake up and then open the curtains and the aurora, right? But we started opening our curtains up, right? So Ashley, what are some things that you want to work on to break these habits of yours? I know we got to brush our teeth, so we can't we can't make that a habit go. What seems like? Well, just talk about when you smoked.
It's funny
how did
that
you stop
say that though. It's funny you say that, because before I got sick again and I was at work and I had a routine, and like, it was all just part of my routine. You get up, you shower, brush your teeth, you get dressed, you make your lunch, you get your kids ready, et cetera, et cetera. But, I've struggled more maintaining those positive habits now that I'm not working. Right. I don't feel like I have the best self-discipline. So that's something that I've been working on. And like, to be honest with you, sometimes it's just been making myself get up and take a shower and brush my teeth, because when you don't have somewhere to be, or like, it's really easy to be like, oh, why? I don't need to do that right now. And it sounds, and then I have to think about it. I'm like, that's not me, So yeah, so sometimes it's just starting with like getting up, taking a shower, brushing your teeth, making breakfast, like, creating
like making your bed.
Making your bed, yeah, right.
But see, that's what I was gonna say. And Jonah, I haven't forgot about you, but I just want to say that that's the reason why I started that, making my bed. But it creates more habits to doing things, to breaking those bad habits. You got to create other habits to break those bad habits, right? So, Jonah, what's some of the things that you like to do or are trying to work on to break your habits, these bad habits or habits in general?
Well, I was just trying to think. I know that I have a whole bunch of bad habits. One that I can think of that I can use as an example to answer your question is I used to have, growing up when I was anxious, I would bite the inside of my mouth, like just hold on to it right there. Well, when I got older, I was like, why do I always do that? And I identified it with because I'm anxious. So then to remove the option, I put a piercing in. Like I got right there pierced. And then it broke the habit because I didn't want to bite down on a metal bar because it hurt me. So I try to think of like why I have the habit. And once you figure out, oh, I have like, for instance, patting my pockets and going through my little list every single day or every time I'm about to leave the house. Right. Why do I do that? Because I don't always fully trust my running memory as it's going to remember those vital things. So I think identifying why that habit is there in the first place is definitely the first step on breaking a habit.
Absolutely. And you said something earlier as well, like, all habits ain't bad, considered bad habits, right? But like, what are some good, to me, what are some good habits that I've started, right? And some of the, routine things, Michaela earlier, she was talking about, about losing weight, right? So I purchased like this band, stretch band. Like I mentioned, I bowl on Wednesdays. And the first time I went out bowling after 12 years, because I had an incident. I used to bowl since I was 16. And I used to live in Washington State, and I was on lead every year I was in Washington State before I left to come down here to Florida. I was in the lead in Washington State. I've been bowling for my whole entire life, and I'm very good at it. So one incident I had tore my meniscus bowling, and that in return I got so bad I was addicted to hydrocodone. You know what I'm saying? For 6 years I was on hydrocodone and cortisone shots, right? Because I was bone on bone. And so eventually I had I was 49 years old. I had my first knee replacement surgery. So my left knee is a whole knee replaced. And I was one of his youngest clients, patients, because I was like, but I shouldn't be having knee problems. It's young, you know what I'm saying? So I'm back bowling now, but trying to bowl at, it's like, back then I'm like, in my 30s and stuff like that, 20s, bowling like I was nothing. I went up there, and my first game back, I went to practice with one of my co-workers. I went out with him bowling, and was feeling good, and we back, we don't know if like when you bowling, you go back, you don't have no rest time really, so we doing back, no rest, and my shoulders just like killing me. At the end of the second game, I had no more strength in my shoulder. And I'm like, man, bro. And so like every Wednesday I'm bowling, I have to deal with this pain. And I got new pain. So I went and bought these stretch bands, you know what I'm saying? So my routine every day is like trying to get my shoulders to be moving, because at old age you should start slowing down, like Ashley mentioned before, like when you're younger, you go out there and do things and blah, blah, you create these things. But when you get older, your body slows down. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, I wasn't used to that. I don't like to admit that I can't go out there and bowl like I used to. I'm that competitive. You know what I'm saying? Like so I'm tearing my body up in the meanwhile doing it, trying to prove to myself. So now I got to learn to implement other habits, right? To get myself ready. And I mean, stretching. It's like,
right.
If you ever wake up in the morning, you got one of them good stretches in, boy, you just, you know what I'm saying? Feel good. I ain't had one of those in a minute, but I do now. My routine is get up every morning. I take that stretch band and I just stretch out. And I remember just seeing old people on the internet stretching and stuff. Like, you got to get these bones. We are so in denial sometimes of getting old. And accepting our body's gonna change, and I mean, seriously, you guys are at 35, 36, KK 23. Wait till you get 40. If you don't wait till you get 45, you get out the bed, your back is like, oh my God, where did that come from? You ain't did nothing all day. Your back started hurting, right?
I already broke my back at the age of 23, so.
Yeah, boy, I tell you, old age is different.
I just got my girl Jonna through knee surgery.
Johnny,
less than a year ago.
Or knee what?
So they actually took out different parts of my knee because I have a medical thing where it's called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, but it's like the whole double jointed thing, right?
Oh,
or
wow.
hyperextension. I can do that with every joint. And it actually, it's cool, right? But then the downside of that is that all of my joints age a lot faster than I do. So I've been to a few doctors for it, and I have been told more than once that my joints